Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So today, let's talk about the massive $1+ billion worth of stablecoins being deposited into Binance and many various other exchanges. Why is this happening? Especially on the heels of a really bad week for U.S. markets. I'm going to put it all together for you guys. So let's do this. Welcome, guys. Look at Bitcoin right now, still holding strong above $34,000. Now, yesterday, some people may have gotten a little scared, seeing how Bitcoin was falling a little bit down to 33.4. That's just whale games, okay? Whales trying to scare you out of your life-changing wealth. That's what they do. They liquidated a whole bunch of longs, the greedy longs of 50x, 100x, 125x. And then what do? They start buying up. We are right back above $34,000, pressed against this resistance right here, about 34.3. But something massive is coming. First, let's look at this. I just mentioned we had one of the worst weeks in the stock market for a long time. NASDAQ, S&P, Dow dropped hugely, okay? Hugely. And some of the biggest names on the planet that should never have fallen this much did. We're talking about, look at this, Google down 10%. Okay, GM down 8.3%. PayPal down 5.6%, right? You got a lot of big companies that went down massively, including banks too. JP Morgan down 5% within a single week. But you know what didn't go down this single week, right? Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to have decoupled away entirely from the markets, the U.S. market, equity markets, I should say. Because if you look at, okay, so this is Sunday, right? Monday right here. Monday is when exactly Bitcoin started pumping. And if you end on Friday, which is right around here, Bitcoin went up a staggering 15%, while everything else pretty much sold off. That's how strong Bitcoin is right now. And it's completely gone inverse of U.S. markets, equity markets, and bond markets, and every other market there is besides the Bitcoin market, right? That's what's happening exactly right now. And I don't think that's going to change for quite some time, because people now realize that Bitcoin is a safe haven. Even a large 667 billion asset manager thinks so, says Bitcoin is a safe haven. Okay, this is where you park your money because everything else is not so safe. And then, of course, you have Larry Fink of BlackRock saying we have a dynamic shift right now, okay? Flight to quality. And what is quality? Bitcoin. You got some of the biggest guys on Wall Street now being the biggest advocates of Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is getting stronger while everything else is getting weaker, because it's finally shining. It's finally standing upwards. In all previous times, bad times, recession times, whatever, we all would have liked Bitcoin to gain strength while everything else was losing strength. We really haven't seen that before. I hate to say it, we didn't see it in 2021, 2022, when things came down, right? We didn't see that back in 2018, 2019, but we're seeing it now. Markets are getting weak. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of macro factors at play. Treasury rates are sky high. Our Fed fund rate is still sky high. Inflation is still sky high. Despite all of these things and a lot of scariness, Bitcoin is gaining strength and decoupling away. That is what we want to see, right? And that's exactly what's happening. I would argue this is the first time in history, really, where Bitcoin has shown so much strength against so much uncertainty out there. We really haven't seen this before, Okay, and it's quite amazing. So right now, institutional investors are jumping in 100,000 plus dollar transactions per day, yearly high. There's a lot of money flowing in. This is hard to see, but on the right side, you can see this like uptick. You have a lot of institutional investors jumping in, but you also have a lot of whales that are jumping in. People that have been in this space, sitting on the sidelines with tons and tons and tons of stable coins, now coming back in. This was just a few hours ago. $500 million, $500 million of USDT. This is cash, basically, being transferred into Binance. Okay, they're not transferring to Binance because they want to actually convert it to fiat. No, they're using this to buy or getting ready to buy. Okay, that's the only reason why you would transfer USDT from an unknown wallet into Binance. That was a few hours ago. This also came afterwards. Another $250 million flowing into Bitcoin, okay? Or Binance, soon to Bitcoin. That's $750 million. But I said 1+ billion, right? That was just like the last two big ones. If you scroll through whale alerts, you'll see a tremendous, tremendous amount. Here's another one from 9 hours ago, $60 million. Here's one 10 hours ago, $88 million of USDC going into Coinbase. Here's another one, 59 million flowing into Binance. This is all within 24 hours. This is 13 hours ago. Here's another one, $100 million going into Binance 13. You add it all up, within the last 24 hours, there's more than $1 billion of stables going into exchanges. These are stable coins. This is not like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin going to exchanges, because then it'll be a different story, because most likely they're going to convert it and sell it. No, this is the opposite. This is $1 billion plus freaking stable coins going into exchanges. And why do you think they're going there? They're not going there to be exchanged for cash. They're going there because these whales are getting ready to buy. That's what's happening. They may be leveraging up. I don't know when they're going to pull the trigger, but when they do, $1 billion actual dollars going in to Bitcoin and the entire space is going to make a big difference, is going to make a huge pump. And I believe that that's right around the corner. That could be today, that could be tomorrow, that could be on Monday, but something big is brewing right now. That's what's happening, right? It's too obvious to ignore. You can't dispute this. Okay, why else would anyone deposit this much into Binance or Coinbase? Of course, they're about to buy, right? Buy, and buy some more. And then after they buy, what are they going to do? They're going to take it off the exchanges. That's exactly what's happening. Percent balance on exchanges, 6-year low. 6-year low. And this will continue to drop further downwards. Okay? Guys, you got to remember, all previous cycles basically led by retail investors and whales. But now, this time around, you got even bigger whales, okay? You got the biggest whales on the planet, like BlackRock and Vanguard and Fidelity. They are about to jump in. They make these guys that just deposited $1 billion into Binance look like chumps, okay? They hold trillions, not billions. These guys could literally lose $1 billion and write it off as an accounting error, as a rounding error. $1 billion out of their 10 trillion is nothing. That's like $10 to you guys, right? It's like seriously about to get real serious. It is going to be insane when these guys truly start FOMOing in. It's going to be wild, and there's just not that many to go around. And I'm talking about Bitcoin. There's not that many to go around because long-term holders are holding the vast majority of Bitcoins out there. So whatever's left on exchanges, okay, these guys are going to be fighting for it. You know, I talk about OTC sales. These guys buying billion here, billion there from OTC. You know, OTC markets go dry up. Coinbase doesn't have infinite amount of Bitcoin. One day, one of these guys will go to Coinbase and say, hey, I want to buy $5 billion of Bitcoin. And they're like, I'm sorry, we don't have it. So where do these guys go get it from? From everyone else, the long-term holders, from the ones that are starting to sell, right? That is going to come, and it's going to come way sooner than any of us can predict. I honestly believe that it's definitely well within most of our lifetimes. Within the next 10 to 20 years, I can't even imagine the percent balance on exchanges. This probably would have dropped to sub 5% by then. And Bitcoin could be well above $1 million each within 10 to 15, 20 years. Easily, if not more. Kathy Wood is already predicting Bitcoin is going to be at 1.5 million by 2030. Imagine 20 years. 2030 is only 7 years. What about doubling that to 15 years? Where will Bitcoin be then? 5 million each? 10 million each? Right? This is arguably probably the last time to get Bitcoin cheap, relatively speaking, because in the future, I mean, that's just not going to be the case. You're not going to be able to buy sub 10,000 Bitcoin ever again. You're probably not going to buy sub 30,000 Bitcoin after this next pump, because after we go up and come back down, I don't even think we'll ever see sub 30,000 again. We might not even see sub 50,000 again after we break through. So we'll see. But that's happening right now. Massive amount of buying from the whales, and just wait when the institutions really come in with their spot Bitcoin ETFs and with all of their money that's pretty much locked into like treasury yields and bonds and gold. You know, they don't want that. They want something that's a store of value, but is also appreciating and outperforming inflation. That is Bitcoin, right? Oh God, there's going to be so much money flowing in. It's hard to imagine. I can't even picture it. I really can't. I'm only giving you a little brief, I guess, preview of what's to come. All right, now, speaking of short term, though, let's roll it back a little bit. I'm talking about long term before, but what about right now? Well, a lot of charters are charting like this, a cup and handle pattern and a breakout right now, right? It looks pretty obvious. Yeah, it does, right? There's a lot of signals, okay? A lot of signals like this that show Bitcoin has broken out from important moving averages or important levels or important whatever. It's looking pretty darn good. And here's another one just showing, again, this breakout. But you zoom out a little bit, look at what happened in 2015, 2019, and now 2023 when we break out of that descending, I don't know, level, I guess, descending pattern, descending line, right? Good things happen, and we are approaching that halving event. And when the halving event happens, even better things happen, right? So we are going according to plan, but we have a lot of catalysts along the way that could drive Bitcoin much higher, much faster this time around, because again, we have trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions and more trillions on the sidelines waiting to enter from the big institutional players, okay? That's coming. We've never, ever, ever seen that before. And it's not just with Bitcoin, too. we have Ethereum spot ETFs also coming. And you know what's going to follow Ethereum ETFs? Probably XRP spot ETFs. And we got Ripple's IPO coming up. These are all catalysts, big catalysts, and SEC losing to Coinbase. That's another catalyst. These are all coming before the halving event too. So think about that. Between now and the halving event, we have so much to look forward to. And that's just the beginning. That is just the beginning. All right. So going away from Bitcoin, I just talked about Ethereum, right? And XRP. What else is there? Well, what about Solana? Van Eyck, whatever, predicts that Solana by 2030 will have gone up over 10,000%. Okay, we're not talking about just a few 100%. 10,000%. This is what they think will happen. That Solana will be the first blockchain to accommodate applications with over 100 million users. You're talking about the likes of like X and Twitter and Snapchat residing on Solana. That's how bullish they are on Solana, right? I just got done saying, I ranted yesterday about how there's not enough dApps, honestly, in this space that has attracted or has, you know, like 1 million users or 2 million users, right? We need a very fast chain to be able to do that or to support it, but we also need those dApps to come aboard. We need some killer game or a killer social app, something. We need something to drive users in, right? But Van Eyck says it's going to be Solana. So what's after 10,600% gain? $3,211 by 2030 versus Ethereum's prediction of 12,000. That's a big climb. So they're basically saying Ethereum will climb, but very slowly. But Solana is going to fly from $32 to $3,200. That is a 100x. You know, if you think about it, 100x isn't that unreasonable, considering Solana probably has to do a 10 to 20x just to get back to its previous high. So after you do a 10x, then you're just talking about another 10x from that 10x in the next cycle. That can happen. That can happen. But we need those killer dApps or the killer games. We need something to come aboard to really drive users and adoption, right? Solana's DEX volume has exploded this week, 150%. Okay, this 1 week surpassed the entire month of September. That shows you how much enthusiasm, there is right now. People are coming back. They're feeling good, and they want to trade once again, just like these institutional guys. These guys, like Larry Fink, he can't wait to get started. And now, it's going to happen soon. But in the meantime, those of us in the market, we're getting excited. I could tell just by the number of viewers, live viewers. 3,900 people on a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. That shows you there's a lot of people very excited about crypto and Bitcoin right now, right, as we hover at 34,000. Speaking of uptime, Solana has always suffered from this uptime issue because most chains are like 99.9%. Solana has not been, but they've been up 100% for 8 months since February. So that's a really good start. But they will be tested once the DEX volume goes up, once their NFT volume goes up, once some killer game starts really getting traction or some killer NFT project starts minting. That's when the network will have to prove that it's ready, right? So, good stuff. And here's another good chart. a long-term chart. You know, Solana was not around back in 2017. It was like, you know, it made its name in 2021, right? But if you look at it like this, it does look very similar, okay? Ethereum's first pump in 2017, I remember that vividly because I remember when Ethereum, when I get back into the space in 2017, I remember people talking about Ethereum, this is a big thing. And I watched it go from like $4 to $8 to $20 to $400. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Right? And then it came down from $400 and then it topped out at like $2,000. It was nuts, even in 2017. But Solana did the same thing. And if it keeps on going like this, will it mimic ETH? This time around, how high is it going to go? If it does a 10x from here, that just gets it back to 320. That's barely above their peak of 2021. So that's what I said, right? It has to do like a 10x almost just to get back to the previous high. But can it go more? Can it go a 20x? Can it go 25x? Can it top out at $1,000 this run in the end of 2025? I don't know. But I do think getting back to that 275 range, that's just the beginning. Just like everything else, not just Solana, but they are coming back pretty strong right now. So definitely one not to ignore. And also, you know what's coming back? SNEK. SNEK was really helping Cardano in a big way, drive volume to Cardano. Cardano's, you know, kind of like Charles, just kind of boring. Very smart, very slow, methodic, but kind of boring, right? SNEK basically pumped some excitement into Cardano. And they're coming back, and they launched an energy drink. They even sent me a case. I have not touched it. Okay? I don't know what's in there. But they did send me a case. I'll have to try it sometime. But, yeah, SNEK is coming back, right? They're trying to prepare a Web3 game. And you can see their volume is exploding right now within Cardano's ecosystem. It's kind of like their first meme coin. But they're trying to do all these things. Here's the longest collaborative art that they're doing. Who the winner will win 20 million SNEK. That's a lot of SNEK. Anyways, so this might be helping Cardano too. Cardano has been a little stagnant recently, but maybe with SNEK coming back up, maybe Cardano will be lifted as well. But Cardano, of course, has more than just a meme coin, right? They have a robust NFT marketplace as well as a decent offering for DEXs, although their volume and TVL is quite low compared to some of the other chains like Solana out there. But still, some growing pains there. They'll get it done. They will get it done. All right. That's it. Let's do some Q&A. $4,100 4,100 people watching on a Saturday. That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And thanks to you guys for tuning in. But man, that Saturday's usually the slowest day. All right, let me scroll up here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything important. Hello from Japan, C137. Hello. I don't think Japan, I don't have a large audience in Japan. Does Japan watch YouTube or use another platform? Let's see. Thumbs up for the algorithm. Thank you. Phil says BTC will rip your face off this bull run. Yes, I don't disagree. Joshua, Solana is going to win big time. Yes, that is true. George, breathe. Whew. You know, these days I've been doing a lot of TED Talks, aka I'm going to rename them George Talks on this channel. It's just hard not to get excited, okay? It's really hard not to get excited. about what's coming. Today, I just showed you guys $1 billion+ of stable coins flowing in to Binance and Coinbase and other exchanges. What do you think is being done with those? Okay. Yes, they're going to be used to buy and buy and buy and buy. Maybe they're going to leverage it too. I don't know. I don't recommend leverage, but that's just so much. And the funny thing is, these guys, they're nothing. They're nothing compared to guys like Alliance Bernstein and BlackRock. Okay, these guys could drop $1 billion on the street and not pick it up because it wouldn't be worth their time. That's how rich they are. Injective Charizard asks, Injective has been on a tier. Yeah, they have been. They're the standout project from Cosmos. They are the standout project. They have a lot of great things going on. They're a DeFi play. They're really just focused on onboarding more DeFi projects. They have, through some partnerships, they have stablecoin USDC aboard. They have burning. They're utilizing they're utilizing ZK technology also. They're doing a lot. They seem to be making all the right moves, to be honest. Larry Fink, the world needs to get back its moral compass and buy some Bitcoin. Flight to quality. That's basically what he said in the video. Flight to quality. Okay. That's what's happening around the world. People are flocking to Bitcoin. This week for U.S. markets, horrible. With a few exceptions, because Amazon and Microsoft had good earnings. Everyone else pretty much dumped. Some of the biggest guys on the planet, like Nvidia and Google and Meta, they all dumped and dumped some more. Okay. Bitcoin did not dump. Bitcoin went up about 15% this past week. 15% versus everything else in the negative, right? So obviously the fund managers out there, they're paying attention to this too. This is the only time really that I feel confident in saying that Bitcoin is gaining strength with so much external uncertainty out there, especially from the macro conditions we're suffering from right now. I don't recall any time previously where Bitcoin stood so strong as right now. It's really something. It's really different. It's not something that we have seen before in a good way, in a very good way. Mark says, get ready for Satoshi Quasimodo is coming in December. That's right. Nick says, I almost sold my Solana during crypto winter. Glad I hold it. You know, when it comes to good coins, and I know some people argue Solana's not a good coin, but, you know, these top 10, top 50 coins that have a lot of great things happening within them. There's a lot of building, a lot of people utilizing their DEXs and liquidity pools and NFTs, right? And especially the ones that are still very active on social media and they're pushing forward. They're not giving up. These guys, right? They will do fine. They'll come back in the bull market. They always do. The ones that, start having red flags, the ones that are suing each other, the ones that have been hacked, or you have heard of partners being unsatisfied with them, or they just stop talking about themselves with blogs and they disappear off of X. Those are the ones you want to stay away from because they basically have given up. Pete Jr. says 4.1K viewers means 4.1K Lambos in 2025. Here's an interesting fact. Lamborghini, I believe, sold the most cars. I think in 2022. It wasn't even 2021. It was the beginning of 2022. So there's definitely a correlation between how many cars Lamborghini sells and how wealthy people are in crypto. There's definitely a correlation. So in 2024, 2025, I expect their sales to be doing this. In fact, I just got an email asking me if I want to put money down their new plug-in hybrid Urus that's coming out in 2025. It's actually not bad. I'm actually thinking about if I should put some money down. I called them, and they said 8 people ahead of me. This was like a few days ago. My Lamborghini dealership said they had 8 people already put money down. They expect the wait time to be 8 months, which really isn't that long. 8 months from now, that's like right smack middle of summer. And it's $15,000 down, which is way cheaper than Ferrari now. Ferrari now requires $30,000 down. I had to wait 3 years, right? So it kind of sucks. Patrick, I appreciate it. Now, more and more people are tuning in this Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. This is big. This is big. When you have, 708, no, this is adding up to 800 million USDT flowing in on top of the other hundreds of millions flowing into Coinbase and other exchanges within the last 24 hours. That's huge. Huge, okay? These guys are up to something. Whale. That's why they're called whale alerts, because these guys are whales. They're up to something, and I believe it's good. Good things. I had an E39 M5. Arguably the best M5 ever created. I love that car. Love. The last manual 6-speed M5 you could buy. I had that car for many years. I love that car. BSTR, it's because we love you. I appreciate that. I do support all the long-term supporters of this channel. I really do appreciate it. I have something exciting to announce tomorrow. You guys know my Sunday videos, my Sunday walk videos have become very, very, very popular. This last one, over 100,000 views now. I haven't seen 100,000 views on a video for years since the bull market. So tomorrow I do have something cool to announce to you guys. It relates to IFC. Something really cool. So you guys stay tuned for that. One day XRP will hit $1. That will come this cycle. Crypto Allah, been watching for 3 years now. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Del Jung, do you have plan to come out the new NFT? Yes, that relates to what's coming tomorrow. Yes, I do. So I have some big plans for NFTs. I'm trying to drive utility for these NFTs, right? So basically, meetups and parties and there's gonna be more. But yeah, I have this new vision for what's coming in 2024, but also before that, something at the end of the year. So yes. Don't forget about Ecomi. You know what? Oof. I have not kept up with Ecomi, I gotta admit, for a long time. Ever since they got that credit card scandal or hack or whatever. But, you know, they still own a lot of intellectual property with some of the biggest companies out there, including Disney and Marvel and NFL. So they have a lot of licensing rights, which I think will serve them well going forward. But right now, NFTs just not very hot. When they get hot again, Ecomi will come back. Greetings from Wolfsburg, Germany. Greetings. Crypto Trucker Mike, as you walk tomorrow, I'll be OTR. Over the road? You mean on the road? Getting to the money? Yeah, I gotta think about what I want to talk about tomorrow. I know I'm gonna announce something good tomorrow, but also gotta think about what to share. You know, it's where I open up, whether people like that or not. But yeah, I'm a simple man. My dream car is really a BMW 540i, but I said buy Lambo because we will be able to buy a $300,000 car. Pete, you know, I know everyone talks about Lambos. I mean, everyone just likes to talk about Lambos. But, you know, honestly, crypto isn't about Lambos. Okay. It's a nice addition or side effect from being in crypto. But first things first, okay? Financial freedom. Being able to make enough so that you could do whatever the hell you want. It frees up your time to either spend more with your family or allows you to do something else that you truly want to do in your life, right? Maybe you want to travel or you want to build a business. You want to be an entrepreneur, right? Financial freedom, first and foremost, unlocks so many possibilities. So that's number one. Then number two is build that life-changing wealth, right? So yeah, financial freedom is huge. And that could just include paying off your debts, paying off your car loans and your credit card bills and your mortgage. Just by doing that alone takes so much burden off your shoulders, right? Because almost everyone has debt, or bad debt, I should say, that if you remove, just it opens up possibilities just by doing those things, right? Of course, there's good debt. A lot of people do have good debt. That's like, you know, loans on properties that make you money, or loans on inventory that makes you money. That's a different story. I'm talking about bad debt. It's just me. I have no thoughts on ICP. I don't. How much do you bench press? Thomas, I just bench 135 these days. I try to get my 3 reps of 10 in. I push it up to 155 sometimes, right? My goal is to get back to 225, 2 plates, and do that consistently, 3 sets. That would be my goal. But right now, I'm not really concentrating on building a lot of strength. Just concentrating on moving more and dropping the weight and just being more healthy. People will say money does not make happy, does not have dreams anymore. You know, that's a good point. Although money doesn't buy happiness, it just buys freedom. It buys you back time, I guess. But it's also important to have dreams. I do think it's important to have dreams. If you have nothing to look forward to, life becomes really boring. And that is something I could tell you from experience. I'm not a billionaire. So I'm not talking about like if I'm a billionaire, but when you do have enough money and you could buy whatever you want, like all the things that you want to buy, right? You have it already. It gets boring. So you do have to have dreams and goals, because if you don't, you're just gonna be sitting at home and you're going to be wondering what to do with your time, okay? And it kind of sucks. So it's good to have goals and dreams, but know that having a whole lot of money doesn't make you happy. It brings more problems than you could think of too. So just think about that. All right. I hate to go, but man, there's like 4,300 people in here. I really don't want to go. Cliff says, can a massive deposit also cause a dump? No, because it's depositing stables. Unless everyone, all these whales deposit $1 billion to short the market. They're not doing that. This will be a silly time to be shorting Bitcoin right now. All the recent liquidations have been on the short side, right? So these guys are depositing for something. Doesn't mean that they go use it all right away. But they're depositing billions within just a single day. They're preparing something massive. Isn't today a full moon or something? Someone said today is a full moon. Full moon has weird effects on Bitcoin. Either dumps down or it goes upwards. So we could see that next pump right around the corner. Ayrton Iran, will you play Dead Drop with Crypto Stash and Dr. Disrespect? No. I don't know those guys, and I don't know that game, so probably not. I was playing little Diablo 4 yesterday because I needed to get my mind off. You know, like 24/7. Seriously, when I'm not streaming, I'm either talking to my guys or just brainstorming or trying to make things happen behind the scenes. Even on a Friday night, man, that's all I did. I'm like, I need to check out. So I played some Diablo 4 finally. Yeah. Top G of crypto, I appreciate that. I do. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy your Saturdays. Go out. Spend some time with your family and friends. Just know that an insane amount of USDT has been deposited into Binance and Coinbase within the last 24 hours. A lot of it just within the last few hours. Some things are brewing, and I think it's going to be good. So, let's see. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow, I'll put out my recap video in the morning. Then, my Sunday walk video. I'm going to announce something big in there, so make sure you don't miss it. All right? Have a good day. Take care.